Hello and welcome to Nuts and Bolts. Fantastic to have you here. This is the last one for 2019. Wow, has this year flown? Okay, so this is our last one. So what do we usually do with regards to the Christmas break and everything for Team Leader Toolkit? So what we do is everything is still online. Everything you will still have access to with regards to the unlocking portal if you happen to be on the online program. The only thing that changes is that these videos stop midway through December to midway through January, and then we start again on a weekly basis. So just be aware, like everybody, that should be having a bit of a break, re-energize, renew. The team here are doing that as well. We still have a skeleton crew here, so we'll still have people here if you need us at any stage. But I just thought I'd let you know this is the last one for 2019. So what are we going to be talking about today? Really, really exciting. I just had a really great group session with our Ego Pharmaceuticals crew. So hi there, guys. Great to see you this week. And we talked about developing your team, and we got to the 6 stages or the 6 steps of developing your team, and we started running out of time. So I want to go over those with everybody just so that it's really, really clear on the 6 steps that you can do to start developing your team. And this is all about building the capability of your team, right? And we know as leaders, we're always time poor, resource poor. Sometimes we just can't be bothered because we've got so much else on. Sometimes it's a different priority. We've got timelines, deadlines, KPIs, all those sorts of things. But developing your team is part of our remit. It's part of what we do. And we do it because we want to keep our people motivated, energized. We want to be able to retain good talent. We don't want turnover of staff all the time because they're doing the same thing every day with no ability to move to a different career stream or move up the chain or whatever it may be that they aspire to do. So these 6 steps will help you determine what to do with regards to developing your team. Now, what I did mention when I was speaking to our Ego Pharmaceuticals crew face-to-face is you can do that on a daily basis. So developing your team on a daily basis could look like you asking questions. So if they come to you and say, hey, line 4's down, don't come back with a solution straight away. Ask questions. So what have you done so far? What would you do next? Tell me, what would you do in this circumstance? What has happened before and hasn't worked? What has happened before and has worked? All these sorts of stuff allows your team to then start thinking for themselves and be a little bit more empowered to make decisions. So these things are really, really important with regards to developing your team. The other things you can do is you can share stories. You know, you can share stories in your team meeting of what has worked for you in the past, what hasn't worked for you in the past. If you're having a one-on-one with someone and they bring up a certain situation that hasn't worked for them or whatever, you can share a story of how that did or didn't work for you in the past. All these things help you develop your team. Some other things is you can introduce them to other members of the business. So you can build their business acumen, which is developing them by introducing them to other people in the business. Widen their network, get it out there. You can share the lead in team meetings. So if you are at a level where you're fairly mature with regards to your team, to mature in what I mean is, you know, you've worked together for a while, you know each other's strengths and weaknesses and all those sorts of things, is you can start sharing the role of team chair when having a meeting. You know, you can share the role of timekeeper, minute taker, chairman, all those sorts of things. Start giving them more collaboration within the meetings. That can help you develop your team. And also give them an understanding of what different departments do. So rather than just silo them into your function, your role, your department, get them to go outside, get them to spend half a day with sales or marketing or commercial or operations or whatever. See what they can find from that, because then they'll realize they're not just this one siloed part of the business, that what they do actually has a ripple effect to other people in the business. So there's heaps of ways you can develop your team, but there is 6 simple steps that you can follow right now that will help you start developing your team. So number 1, this is the first step, is have a look at the duty statements. So if you've got position descriptions, I'll get my words right soon, position descriptions or duty statements, have a look at those. Make sure that they're up to date and current. Make sure they reflect on the roles that you've got. If they don't, have a tweak of them. If they do, make sure that your people are equipped to be able to do those tasks and those descriptions that are in there. So first one, review your team's position descriptions and have a look on there. There might be some gaps there that you need to fill. There might be some skills that they need to increase their capability in, all those sorts of things. Step 2, meet with the team themselves one-on-one. Ask them questions. Ask them questions like, and especially, you don't want to just say, what do you want to do to develop yourself? What you want to ask them is, what sort of challenges do you have at work? What's most frustrating about your role? What do you think that is your strength in this role? What areas or roles in the organisation do you want to know more of? What skills do you admire in others? Those sorts of questions will be able to draw out things that they may not even know that they need development in. So there's lots and lots of questions that you can ask to try and get that information out of them in a one-on-one sort of situation. Step 3, observe your team members at work. And I don't mean hide behind the fridge and watch them. I mean actually do management by walking around. So that's you going out on the floor or going to your team and having a quick chat, what you're doing, how you're going, what's your frustrations, what's working really well for you right now. All those sorts of things gets you that information that you need to go, where are they doing really well? And where is there a few barriers that's getting in the way? And maybe it's because they don't know a computer platform really, really well. So it's taking them longer than they should do and it's causing them frustrations. Maybe they're doing really well in coaching others. So let's sort of leverage off that strength and go, let's make that even stronger. Let's get you some qualifications and let's make you be the champion or the mentor at this particular, set of skills, whatever it may be. So get out there and observe your team members. So that's number 3. Number 4, get additional feedback. So you can do this in a really transparent and authentic way. So if they're doing a task or a project that happens to involve other team members or other leaders, go to those leaders and say, hey, how's Joey going on project XYZ? And just find out, oh, he's really strong at this, this and this. Oh, we had a bit of an issue with that, that and that. And suddenly you're getting, drawing more information on what areas he's really good at and what areas, possibly that he could do with some more development in. So get additional feedback as much as you can. And the step 5 is then start bringing in that data that you're collecting. So the stuff that you've had with the one-on-one was with them, the chats that you've had with them, the additional feedback that you've been able to gather, the management by walking around observations, all the stuff that's in their position descriptions. You're going to pull all that together and start creating a picture of, yes, these things are really covered. There's some gaps in, this position description number 4 and 8. There's some gaps there. So suddenly you're getting a really good indication of where the development areas can be. And then number 6 is that's when you determine individual plans, because there's going to be no 2 development plans that look the same. So somebody might come to you and they might have an aspiration for a long-term career change. So then how do you do that in their development plan? Maybe you do a 12-month plan and say, okay, that looks like probably a role that you can go for in 3 or 4 years' time. How do we get you there? So first, you've got a gap here. Now you've got to learn how to lead people. Now you've got to have business acumen. Now you need to have a bit of more strategic thinking. Whatever it may be, you can start filling up those gaps and try and get them on the career pathway or trajectory that they're looking for. So number 1, let's say quickly again, let me find them again. Okay, number 1 is position descriptions. Number 2 is actually meet with your team and talk to them face to face. Number 3, observe them at work. Management by walking around, it's called. Look it up, Google it. It's a real thing. Number 4, get additional feedback if they happen to be working quite closely with other people. Number 5, analyze and gather that data together so you can create some sort of picture. And then number 6 is start creating the individual development plans. Now, if you don't have any individual development plan templates at your workplace, you can Google them. You can Google them under Google Images, and there'll be, a multitude of ones that come up. So just find one that you think will fit your situation, your department, your organization, and then use that one until something comes up as best practice in the organization. Speak to your HR team. They might already have one there that's just not easy to find. So those are the 6 steps that you can do to developing your team. So I hope that helps. I guess the other thing I wanted to say is it's been a fantastic year with you guys. Thank you so much for all your contributions, for your emails, for your comments, all those sorts of things really, really spur us to keep going. If you've got any issues, any concerns, any worries, don't forget to contact us here at ask@teamleadertoolkit.com, and we will get onto it. Throw a little video like this together and pass it on to you, and hopefully you'll find the solution that you're looking for. But until mid-January, I want to wish you a fantastic festive season. I hope you have a brilliant Christmas and New Year. Come back safe, enjoy your holidays, have some time with family and friends, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year. So until then, thank you so much, and we will speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye for now.